StormWatch number 25, written by Jim Starlin, art by Yvel Guichet. So last issue was just the most exposition that has ever been in a single issue, literally ever. This issue's picking up with the plan finally going into action. So turns out that Extremax has a top soldier named Mordak, who is the one who goes out and actually does this stuff, and so he's going to be the one going out to get these artifacts that Extremax is looking for. So AI just lays out the whole plan up front. Step one, we infiltrate their place because X, their new guy that they hired, is able to make a portal that is organic and therefore won't trip any sensors, and he drops a payload off inside of their ship. So we see Mordak getting all geared up. He gets like a full Pacific Rim style like mech suit. Much smaller, though, about the size of a person. And he gets suited up, and he heads down to Earth where this artifact is hidden. And purposely, StormWatch has to stay back because they don't know where the artifact is, and they need to wait until Mordak reveals it. So the island out in the Pacific is not uninhabited, so they actually let a bunch of the natives there die in order to defend the entirety of the universe. So Mordak clicks his little button, reveals where the artifact is. It's down deep inside this cave. And at that point, StormWatch is able to jump into action. So AI then detonates the payload that's on the ship to separate Mordak from the rest of the data feed. So he's all on his own. And he's got a couple little goons down there. They're the first line of defense, and the fight starts breaking off. So Lobo immediately gets shot. He's down, but he'll regenerate, so they keep fighting. We see them start to take out all of the smaller goons, and then Hellstrike has an opening on Mordak. AI says, nope, that's not part of the plan, hold back, but he does it anyway, so he's immediately zapped and out of commission. So at that point, Lobo comes to. He looks around, he sees Hellstrike's already down, and he's like, okay, this seems like it's a lost cause. If we've already lost one of our guys, I'm out. And he immediately just starts flying out of there and doesn't look back. But he does get zapped at some point. So we see Apollo is basically the only one left in the fight. And because when they got there, Midnighter and Jenny Soul stayed back. The Weird went down into the cave to get the artifact. That all happened. So at that point, Apollo, he gets knocked around a bit. He grabs part of the cave wall and just throws it at him, trying to knock him off his feet. Doesn't quite work. AI, using Angie's body, tries to use some sonar guns. Also doesn't work until finally Apollo's like, okay, whatever. Like, I just gotta keep this going. It's all on me now. So we see Weird down in the passageway. He finds the artifact, picks it up, and says, that was easy. All right, well, hey, I'm ready for a portal out of here. So he portals back to StormWatch. Apollo throws some more punches. They get the heads up of, hey, he's got the artifacts, bail out, we're good to go. But Apollo's kind of trapped. He's unable to get by Mordak. It's weird because I know I said his name like a minute and a half ago, but I've already forgotten it because he doesn't matter. So he keeps on trying to lay the smack down, until finally Mordak does have Apollo completely on the ropes. He's down unconscious and he's about to be killed by Mordak. And then Jenny is called in by AI. And she just appears from the thing saying, hey, I'm warning you, get back away from him. And he's just like, you're a kid. Why would I worry about what you have to say? And then she uses her soul powers to completely rip apart Mordak's suit. He's just this weird little frog-looking thing inside of there. And he's just like, Jesus Christ, who are you? And she's like, I'm Jenny Soul of StormWatch. And you better tell your boss that we got the artifact. Okay, bye now. And then she walks out through the portal. Midnighter and the Weird show up to grab Apollo and Hellstrike's bodies. They're just unconscious. They're fine. And they're like, okay, well, we've managed to make it out with everyone alive. So that's something. Lobo bailed, but we'll grab him later. So we see a bunch of techies is how they refer to themselves, just people who work on the StormWatch station. And one of them is being super secret and sneaky, and he has a flash drive that he plugs into the wall, gets some data, and unplugs it. So whatever that's going to result in. So at that point, AI is taking control of the ship without, I'm already forgetting, Skywatch? Is that his name? The main guy, his permission. Comes out of space right next to where Lobo is, and they just portal out, grab him, and just be like, yeah, you idiot. We said that we were going to zap you anytime you tried to escape. That's what happened. So no leaving. And he's just like, ah, geez, all right, fine. You guys got me as a slave here. This sucks. So at that point, Jenny takes a look at the artifact and says, hey, I know what this is. It is, I'm just going to say exactly what she says. The artifact is in reality a made material division of a highly complex thought. Okay, so at that point, the AI manages to take the ship out of Extreme Max's area, his zone of sensory, and then says, okay, here's the thing. I will now tell you the true nature of the collective and the threat that they pose to Earth and humanity. I swear to God, if next issue is going to be another massive exposition dump, I'm going to lose my mind. How's this issue? I mean, it's fine. It's just, hey, we got to get the thing. And they didn't want to have him fight the big bad yet, so they sent in someone else. So be it. It's a whatever issue. Honestly, you could have just as easily told me, hey, they got the MacGuffin off page. And I would have been like, all right, fair enough. Sounds reasonable. This whole issue, it was fine. It wasn't anything offensive, but it was just padding, more or less. So I'm going to say this is a, 5.5. It isn't great. Honestly, the whole showing Lobo bailing thing, I figured we were kind of past that, but I guess not. So yeah, 5.5. I'm not impressed with the book as it is going right now, and I'm not seeing any reason that's going to change.